the man who has the second toughest slot in a conference because he stands between a realtor and a cocktail is, all of you Bravo fans, one of the stars of $1 Million Listing Los Angeles, the one and only James Harris.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. What an introduction. Thank you so much. I'm just happy they didn't play Jay-Z when I walked out, because I can't dance. Welcome to everyone. I am truly delighted to be here. Thank you all for having me. It's been lovely. I've met a bunch of you today, met people from all over America, and whenever I do these things, it always puts a smile on my face, because the people that come to these things are the people that are willing to learn, are willing to listen, and are willing to grow. And coming to these things, you know, when I go to events like this, or I go to conferences, I'm not trying to learn 100 things, but if I can leave here today and learn one thing that's going to better my career or my life in some shape, way, or form, it made it completely worthwhile for me. So whilst I'll quickly share my story with you, I don't expect it to resonate with everybody, and I certainly don't expect my style to resonate with everybody. But if there's one thing that you can take away from something I said today that betters your business or betters the level of success or drive that you have, then I did my job well. Really, really, really excited today. I want everybody to meet BoldTrail Pro, a next generation platform built to now power your entire business with powerful technology that agents, teams, and brokers actually really use and love. It has customizable websites, a powerful lead engine, AI-powered smart CRM software, a fully automated marketing suite, a seamlessly integrated front and back office, and marketplace add-ons and integrations to create your unique tech system. BoldTrail's cutting-edge tools provide absolutely everything you need all in one place. To go ahead and claim your $250 in free leads, go and visit boldtrail.com/blueprint and use the promo code Blueprint. That's boldtrail.com/blueprint. I started in real estate when I was 15, very young age. I like to tell people school was not for me. As my mother likes to tell people, I was asked to leave 8 schools. That's the glorified way of saying I was expelled, and I wanted to go out to work, and I wanted to make money, and I wanted to interact with people, and that's just kind of what I did. And I started in real estate in London at 15. I moved to Los Angeles 20 years ago, and I wanted to set up my real estate business. I didn't know a single person in Los Angeles. I didn't have a single contact in my phone book. And I certainly didn't know my way around Los Angeles. But what I did have was drive. I had drive, I had passion, I had a level of excitement, and I had the right mindset to be successful. And we spoke about mindset earlier today in the breakout lunch area. And for me, the glass is always half full. For me, I choose to surround myself with successful people that are going to build me up and they're going to make me a better person. I like to say success breeds success. And when I started in the real estate industry, I had a lot of fear, like many of us have. And when I very first started out, I knew I would be comfortable selling $1 million house in LA. I knew I could talk to someone with $1 million house in LA. But what I very quickly had to realize was that I have the ability, like all of us in this room today, to sell a $5 million house or a $10 million house or a $20 million house. The only thing that would change between $1 million and a $10 million deal was the paycheck would be 10 times the amount. And so I started to research fear and what stands in the way of fear. And I learned very, very, very early on that fear and faith cannot coexist. And I had a choice to make early on. Did I want to lean on the side of fear, which is false evidence appearing real, or did I want to lean on the side of faith and believing in myself and believing in my ability to be successful? And I chose faith. And the reason that I share that with you guys is that instead of going after those $1 million listings, I went after the $10 million listings. And somebody once told me, go out and try door knocking. Does anyone in this room door knock out of curiosity? Okay, I see 2 hands and 300 people. That's concerning. So I don't know if your respective markets allow you to door knock. I don't know if you're scared to door knock. I don't know if the idea of someone slamming a door in your face is kind of scary and kind of intimidating. It was to me, which is why I did it. Because the moment I have a fear, the moment something scares me or makes me anxious, the first thing I do is I go and I jump right in front of it. Because the longer I stand behind it, the bigger the fear becomes, the less likely that I'm going to go and attack it. And I really do run my life like that. A fear comes up, I deal with it, I shrink it, I make it so small, I take it, I visualize it, and I throw it behind me. And I throw it so far behind me that I jump in front of it so that fear is no longer a reality. But if I didn't get out and start door knocking very early on, I actually don't know if I'd be where I am today. So instead of door knocking the $500,000 house or the $1 million house, Dave and I went to the top and we started door knocking the $50 million houses. We door knocked Leonardo DiCaprio's house. The door did get slammed in our face. We door knocked Dr. Dre's house. We door knocked every house. We went out 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for 1 year straight until we built a big enough pipeline that we could actually make money and do deals. And this business is all about your pipeline. The bigger your pipeline is, the more success you're gonna have. It's just a basic statistic. And so with door knocking, and again, I'm not trying to tell everyone in this room they should go out door knocking, but when you go door knocking, it's all about how you present yourself, the level of excitement. Energy is contagious. In this business, you have to have high energy. You have to breathe that energy out to your client because energy is what attracts people to you. And so we would door knock these houses. David and I would quite literally play rock, paper, scissors for who was going to door knock which house. I would always lose. And one of our very first deals was done from a door knock in Bel Air. Lady came to the top of the driveway and said, I work for the family, they're not selling. I said, would you please take my business card? I said, we have a client who is motivated by the location of this property. They don't care what the property looks like. Would you please just give me one shot at speaking to the owner? Which they did. And to cut a very, very long story short, the owner called and said, we'll sell our property for $6.5 million. And we went to a development site, because we didn't have any buyers at that time. We walked onto a development site and we said, hey, is the owner here? No, but come back at this time. The owner came back and I introduced myself to the owner. I said, I'm so sorry. I know I'm a stranger, but I got this incredible off-market listing in Bel Air. It's $6.5 million. Would you like to see it? You can build a 15,000 square foot house and I think you could sell it for $40 million. Come and have a look at it. And he said, sure. And I took this guy to see this house from a door knock. And the guy paid $6.5 million and bought the property. And only last year, we sold that same property for $38 million after it had been rebuilt. And that gentleman who bought that property for $38 million has since referred us 2 clients because of that. So from that one door knock, it's turned into nearly $60 million worth of business. And the moral of the story is, unless you are willing to step outside of your comfort zone, unless you are willing to go the extra mile, unless you are willing to go 110% in this business, somebody else is going to do it for you and they're going to undercut you and they're going to cut you out the deal and you're going to lose. And what I'm also going to add is that we're in very trying times right now. We came out of COVID-19 where the market was incredible. Who had one of the best years of their life during COVID selling real estate? a lot more hands than door knocking. Who had one of the toughest years in the real estate market last year? A lot of you. Last year was a very trying time for the real estate industry. Rates went from 2.3% to 8%. Inflation was through the roof. People were very scared to buy. And I looked at last year as an incredible opportunity to prepare myself for what's to come. Now rates are starting to come back down. Buyers are getting more comfortable with buying. People are more educated. I used last year as a time to look into new tech platforms, to look at new ways to build lead generation, look at my websites, look at the way I utilize these platforms like BT Pro. I don't know how many in here use it, but it's a phenomenal, phenomenal platform. We got to look at our businesses. We own our own business. We write our own paychecks. We get to create our own level of success, and we get to determine how successful we are. So in hard times like last year, that was a time to level up and think about, how am I going to become more successful? How am I going to break through barriers? How many of you in this room can honestly say you are scared to break through your own comfort level to get to the next stage in your business? Can I see a show of hands? Very few of you are going to put your hand up. Thank you for being honest. Fear is a very real thing, but our mindset is what determines our level of success. It truly, truly is. I often say it, and I mentioned it earlier. If I woke up every single morning, didn't shower, put on a nice pair of black sweatpants and a hoodie, went out to work, how am I going to present myself? It's going to be like, hey, I'm James, how are you? I'm going to feel not ready, I'm not prepared. I start my day with feeling right. You get ready, you shower, you get dressed, you look good, you feel good, you smell good. You are ready for combat. Your mindset has to be in a place. The first thing is you have to be right in your own mindset so that you can go out and succeed to the very best of your ability. Someone gave me a great analogy. When you're on the airplane and they're doing the security debriefing and they say the masks come down, what's the first thing that you do? You put the mask on yourself so that you can take care of someone else. So it all starts with taking care of yourself, making sure that you are right, making sure that you work on your own mindset so that you can go out and take care of your wife, your husband, your children, your friends, your family. So I've personally spent a lot of time on working on myself. How can I be the best version of myself? How can I go out and be of service to others? And to remember, this is a business of long-term relationships, not short-term gains. If you start to realize that in your mindset and start to realize telling a client, no, you shouldn't buy that property and here's why, you've earned their trust. If you go out and not think about your wallet, but think about the longevity of a relationship or a client, you're going to receive much better long-term success. People often think about a paycheck instead of thinking about a career. Think about a career for yourselves, because when the mindset is right and you're thinking of longevity in this industry, your career will be long lasting. But if you start to think about a paycheck and making that one quick paycheck because you need to pay that one bill, it's going to be a very short runway and it's not going to have a very good ending. So the bottom line is this: unless you are willing to be creative, to think outside of the box, to be unique to who you are, to achieve the highest level of success, it's never going to be incredible. You've got to really sit and write down your goals and think about what excites you, what gets you passionate about what you're doing, what gets you out of bed and makes you want to go out and make that money. And for me, it's about building relationships. It's about building a career. It's about really trying to go out and be the best version of myself that I can be. Focus on 3 things that you're great at. If it's not door knocking, is it open houses? If it's not open houses, where are you farming? What are you doing to farm? What are you doing to generate business? How are you doing that to really get yourself stuck in with the community that you're in? It's all about truly understanding who you are, what is unique about you, and what gets you excited. Because if door knocking doesn't do it for you, for example, you're not going to turn up to someone's door with the right mindset, and that person is not going to want to talk to you. But the two areas in this industry that are completely free in order to make money is door knocking and open houses. Really. And social media, but unless you are consistent with all three of those things, and I mean doing them over and over and over again, don't expect to see results. Anything in our business that we do, you have to be consistent with. You know, we run a very lean and mean team. I have 15 people on my team. We've got 9 salespeople, and the rest are staff, and everybody kind of knows what they're doing. It's a lean and mean team. But the amount of times I'll talk to someone on the team and tell them, here's what I think you should do, and they'll go, yeah. They never do it. And so if you're not doing, you can't succeed. You can't say you're going to do something and not back it up. And then when you do it, you can't expect to have overnight results. This business is about consistency. It's about throwing enough mud at the wall that something is going to stick and has to stick. And the more consistent that you can be in your business, the more successful you will be.